Welcome to my workshop. Today, I want to take you through founder-led content that reaches at least 100x your current reach. I feel like, when you're putting out content, it's very important to have that founder-led insight onto it. And that's what, we are going to cover. So, what we will be actually covering is why it matters, understanding formats, content ideas, and scripting, fast video creation, tools, and resources. And obviously, I have some more bonus for you. So, what we aren't doing here is being another unfinished project. I know many of us are drowned in different projects that we are currently working on. But what I do want to be is this workshop to be that skeleton that we are looking at. Now, why put the effort? That's the first question, right? Like you are somebody who is busy, somebody who has to do 10 things at the go. But why do you put that effort? Why that whole question arises? So I'm going to share you some insights from brands that are actually achieving some great results by only founder-led content. This brand with just 10K followers is driving 80K to 1 million views with founder-led content while their lower performing product videos are generating less than 20K views. So you can see the kind of impacts that a brand that doesn't even have a lot of followers is gaining from the founder led content. I'm going to show you these videos a bit later, but just to give you a context on why we need to create content, I'm going to project you some numbers, some insights, so that you know why exactly you have to create such content. Now, proof of effort. One of the brand that we see that is not even a decade old is Poppy. This brand was built from Founder's Kitchen, gained massive traction, and was acquired by PepsiCo for nearly 2 billion. All thanks to founder-led content. If you would see Poppy, it all began from Allison, and it is a proof of effort that founder-led content can be more than just your brand's content. It can be your brand awareness. It can be your top level content, your bottom level content, whatever you call it, right? Now, what you represent. This man on internet will be forever known for straightforward, affordable men's grooming. I don't know if many of you remember him, but he is Michael from Dollar Shave Club. Many brands have tried replicating him. That's what you need to represent. You don't need to represent your product, but something bigger than that. He amassed 28 million and gained loads of subscription from his razors in just 72 hours. Now, the mindset shift. This is where, we are coming at. What you represent is bigger than your product. It's your personal story, thought leadership, and the brand that you create that connects with your audience. Now we come to the most important part. I think we have a couple of new joiners. Hello.
Hi.
So we are at actually we have finished the introduction. We are at a segment where we are taking you through identifying formats. But we always have a recorded session which we will send, which you can see the introduction later. Okay, coming to identifying formats where we were at. There are two kinds of formats that you would see. Most of them are low performers, and some of them are high performer content formats. Now, how do we actually recognize these formats? There are certain characteristics to it. A high performer content format always has authentic storytelling. It's either candid or has a real life moment. It has an industry insight or a trend related to it. And it's consistent with its engagement with the audience. It's not one sided, it's both sides. Now, coming to lower performing content, it's usually the over polished content. It's too focused on selling rather than, creating a conversation. And it obviously has a lack of personal connection. And it's really engaging with the audience that they are talking to.
I started a ready-to-eat chicken breast.
So I'm going to take you through some of the high performing formats that I have so that you get an idea about, what you can look at when I'm talking about a high performing content. And when it comes to creating content for yourself, you will get an idea about, this is possible by me. This is more suitable for me. That's what we want to arrive at after, looking at the different formats.
I started a ready-to-eat chicken breast company.
So, the first format that I want to take you through is a street interview. I'm sure most of us have seen this on internet. All you need is a mic, a bunch of confidence, your product, and of course, a decent camera person to go through streets with you and directly ask your audience, what do they think about your product? I'm going to play this video to give you an idea.
Company. So today we're on the streets of New York giving them out for free. Let's go. Excuse me, sir. Would you like to try some chicken?
It looks raw. I know it's not, but I'm so scared.
Orange habanero chicken.
I'm glad I can open it with my nails.
It smells good.
It just tastes like chicken. It tastes like chicken that was prepared for me and put in this bag.
It's so much juicier than I thought. It's perfect.
So, what makes this video high performing? Showing candid and imperfect conversation that makes the audience either curious or connected to the person you're talking to. So, if you're a founder that has a product that is in R&D, take it to the street and ask with your audience directly, what do they think about the product? We're going to go through the next format, and then probably when we send this deck, I can also share you these links with you so that you know that these videos always come handy with you.
Get ready with me while I tell you guys about our.
So I did talk about Poppy before and Allison's story. One of the things that she usually did was create get ready with me content with her product. This is where you can show more of you using storytelling to talk about your product or spark a conversation around your industry while doing your routine. You could be driving, you could be getting ready, you could be attending your meeting. Anything that comes with your routine could be a part of your storytelling. Let me play the video to give you an idea.
Lip gloss we're launching with In Beauty. Okay, for those who haven't seen, we launched our new flavor Cran Fizz. The second we knew we were doing this, we knew we had to go extra, and what's better than a lip gloss to match you? So both In Beauty and Poppy are female founded brands, and so we just knew that we wanted to do something together. The founders are really amazing, and we've been working on this project for about a year. I love this eyeshadow. It's another female founded brand. The founder's amazing, so check it out. But look how pretty that is. We'll say this collab almost didn't happen because Pop.
So if you see this video, you would see that what makes us high performing, showing vulnerable and relatable moment. Everybody gets ready in the morning. And if you see some founder getting ready in the morning, you would feel like they are same as you and you would be more interested in their product at an audience level also. So that's the kind of impact that we want to create even with the low effect content.
She paid for her business with.
The third format that I want to take you through is sharing behind the scenes. Everybody is curious, what goes behind all the chaos, right? This is where you hook your audience from business standpoint and share facts that nobody would typically share, supported by B-roll footages of what goes behind. Let me play this video for you.
Daddy's money. Actually, that is so not true. It was mummy's money too, and brother's money, and that is the tea. Brownie got started out of my parents' flat, and within the first year, we began hiring from home and quickly outgrew the space. But here's the thing, despite growing sales and going viral, we ran at a complete loss, and we simply couldn't scale anymore. With no profits to fund our next step, my family did
So if you would see, they're showing everything from, scratch of what the journey has been. And nothing has been shot on a studio setup. Everything has been on phone. All the images are also taken from phone. So what makes this high performing? Showing what goes behind the scenes of building a real business is what people are curious about. They just don't want to know about the product. They want to know how it's built, where it's coming from. And coming from the founder, it really creates an impact.
I fucked up.
Okay, I'm going to take you through the fourth format, which is creating a series of your journey. There might be different things that you're doing. You have already an existing product and you want to elevate. There are different things in your business that comes across, right? That people might find relatable at an audience level. This is where you create a series and share your journey, starting with a negative hook to highlight the positive aspects of your business. Make it a mission and invite your audience through it. Let me play this video to give you an idea.
Bought literally half a ton of bricks, and for the last 2.5 years, I've been turning them into album cover sets, taking me from a degenerate uni student to registering an actual company and moving into my own office. But I realised I've been missing out on something crucial, sharing the journey. The best brands nowadays realise that telling their story and being authentic is what actually engages people. So I'm documenting the entire journey selling 1 billion bricks. The current total is 1,992,256. Follow along to see how many times I have to say.
So, what makes this video high performing? Being consistent with the video series and never over planning it. I'm always curious to see what this founder is going to do next. If you have something that is share worthy, if you're building something next, I think it's the best opportunity for you to create a series that's not longer than a 30-second or 45-second. It's very easy, quick on phone, and that's what creates impact.
This Harvard alumni says that
So I just wanted to add a point here. Again, something that I have noticed, across a lot of pieces of content, when you're doing this journey or series kind of videos, right? Uh, the first 50, 60 videos may not even get traction, right? And you're
That's
just
very true.
probably posting it for yourself, but it's just suddenly one of those videos picks up, and then because it's a series, you will see that people are going back, people are going forward. If they randomly see a video in the middle, they want to then continue and watch the rest of the series. And building in public, it's a proven format. Like, it's always worked. You're constantly letting people know what you're doing. It also gives you that ability to get feedback much quicker into the process, before you've launched. You're constantly speaking to those few people that are watching initially, but you're asking them questions, they're commenting, and they feel like they're part of the journey. And then when you're ready, they're basically probably the first ones that are going to buy from you. So it's
Yeah,
definitely a great format.
yeah, that definitely creates that loyalty towards brands. I've seen like brands on the 61st episode that goes viral. Then I went and watched, where did they even start from? I think that kind of curiosity is a proven format for sure. Now,
Yeah,
coming
and
to the fifth.
sorry, one more thing. So again, it's not also about just, if you're launching a new product, or, it's something that you do in the early days, right? Even if you're a brand already doing $1 million a year, you post your journey about trying to get to $10 million by the end of next year. So you don't need to limit yourself saying, oh, I'm not launching, so I can't use this format. Uh, yeah, wherever you are in your journey, just set the next milestone and be like, hey, I'm going to talk about getting to that milestone. Yeah.
I definitely agree. I think whatever your story, or wherever you want to take your brand, that's the story that people also want to watch. That's what sells, rather than you talking about your product, or having that whole conversation that's overdone. Now, coming to fifth format, which is to leverage AI, which could be done with or without AI. This is relatively low effort video where you can record yourself on a green screen, or a good background, or use an AI avatar of yourself via tools like Hagen to establish authority in your industry. A home setup, a phone camera, and good lighting is all you need. So you must have seen a lot of people create videos where they are talking directly to the camera. These videos necessarily doesn't have to be shot on on phone. You can generate these videos on AI with Hagen. That's what creates this whole seamless flow of content creation, even without you creating it. Let me play a video to give you an idea.
I fucked up. I bought.
this Harvard alumni says that there are no jobs for Indian students in the US, UK, or Canada. Rajesh Sahni, a Gurugram based entrepreneur and Harvard alum, took to social media to warn students and parents about the lack of jobs for Indian students in international universities. In a post on X, he urges parents to not invest too much in their children's education abroad, as the honeymoon period for Indian students studying abroad is over. He explained that a previously reliable path, Indian students,
So if you see, the talking head here is not a real person. It's a AI generated video supported by B-rolls. These B-rolls are easily available on internet. So the best way for you to start creating content would be this, if you're not camera confident while you're starting your journey, right? But what makes this video high performing? Showing insight driven conversation on topics that are happening in your industry, giving audience high value takeaway. If there is something that, if you're talking about beauty industry and beauty products, or the industry itself, and you're commenting on it, that piece of comment is very valuable for the audience on internet. So I think this is where we start taking questions about formats, because we have shown you the top 5 formats, and I'd like to know from you, if you have any questions, either you can ask through comments or you can, use your mic here. I think we don't have any questions yet. Kaushal, do you have any questions?
Uh, what would you say is the best way for a person to go about choosing a format for themselves?
I think whatever makes them feel comfortable, because force fitting doesn't really work. If somebody is comfortable, going on street, that's the best way to, kind of interact directly. But somebody who wants a bit more, private space would be using a green screen or a good background just to take a day, 5 minutes in a day and record what they are going to go about. It may not be very complicated the way everybody thinks, but I feel whatever is comfortable, start there and then start experimenting. Don't go to achieve something that you can't do on day one for sure.
And also just to bust people's myth, could you just tell them a little bit more about the kind of equipment that's needed?
Honestly, it's just I got a lamp from IKEA and I have iPhone and a tripod, which usually works as the basic setup. And you can get a mic on Amazon. You have a lot of mics on Amazon, but see the ratings, guys. You can be fooled anytime. But buy a good mic from Amazon. I think that's all you need. And it's not, anything that you would require somebody from the studio to come and do it for you. You can just find a good lighting, put your phone there and start talking with your mic that you have. I think that's the basic myth that people have, like you need somebody to shoot content for you.
Yeah. Awesome. I think
uh,
we can go ahead.
yeah, I think now coming to finding content ideas with I want to, tell you that you don't have to struggle even with the content ideas with the tools that are available right now. So making brainstorming easy and fun using ChatGPT is the most essential part. It's I don't want you to be recognized to be a person behind your brand. Like if you are somebody from skincare, rather than being known for your product, like a lip balm you have created, building trust in your industry is the true social currency. So I have created a prompt that I will be sharing with you after this workshop, which you can, copy paste and generate at least 15 ideas that are short, will make you feel, interested in this whole process and will give you the kind of reach that I am talking about. Definitely, from what you're doing to what you can do, this prompt will help you. Now, coming to the idea snapshot, I've created, since I have already generated some of the ideas from the prompt that I have created. What some of the ideas could be like behind the scenes lessons that you have learned from your big failures, or what happened when you started your business. These stories are essential keys for others to relate to you, for others to be interested in you. I think this is where you should start your conversation, and definitely never be a salesman. We want to show your vulnerable, your real side more than the perfect polished content. Now, a sample script with AI that I have generated from the idea that I have. So I'm somebody who services in a delegated business, right? Let it be delegation of design, let it be delegation of social media. So I thought that, let me generate a relatable script that, I would also relate to. So it goes something like last week was the hardest of this year. I took ownership of over 100 things, but ended up not being able to get through 50 of them. As a founder, there's so much noise every day. It's tough to step back and realize I need to let go of micro tasks. I know the key to growth is delegation, especially when my whole business revolves around it. It's just hard to trust others with what feels like everything. But I'm learning to let go and lean into delegation more. And it's a work in progress. Anyone else struggling, comment below. What this does is scripts like this, people will want to comment, people will want to relate to you. Something that you are doing is what people are more interested in. If this was something where I was talking about my service, or a script that is very direct or salesy, it would not really, have that whole impact. Now, coming to scripting must-haves. The first thing is the hook. Focus on delivery within the first 3 seconds. Then we move to the clear action. We want to, have a clear problem or a setup that we need to address. It needs to be either a product that you're talking about, either your failures, either your success, or either your milestone. There needs to be a clear setup created. You can't have a vague conversation with the camera and expect people to understand. But at the same time, avoid being staged. Don't talk in somebody else's tone. Even if you feel, something is more natural to you and may not be grammar perfect, go for it because that makes it not staged. And the last part is, having the payoff where, either you can give a CTA or a share worthy entry where, people feel like they have received a value from your conversation. Even if it's something that, is motivational, people will want to share with others. Now, coming to the last part about scripting is content batching. Like I told you, all you need is a natural light, a phone camera, a mic, and no studio setup. While you want to go for content batching, I would recommend, taking an hour and shooting 5 to 7 videos. That's all you can do in an hour. So imagine if you put in your efforts, you could be creating a month's worth of content in just 3 hours. Let's say if you want to post 15 posts, it just takes you 3 hours. It may not be the first week that you would be doing this in an hour, but towards second or third week the shooting process gets easier, seamless. You get more comfortable with camera. The another hack that you can do while content patching is pick 3 hooks and keep repurposing it. These 3 hooks can be your segments where you talk about your product, you talk about your experience or something like that. And always reuse your formats. Don't choose a new format every time. If you're going for street interviews, stick to it. If you're talking directly to the camera and using b-rolls, stick to it until for you think that you are comfortable doing other formats, but don't keep rotating. Then you would get confused and you would not be able to batch content. So if you have any questions with this segment, you can always throw here. This is where I come in, and that's me reading my client's email from my bed. I think no one has question. Maybe towards the end, we can take the other question. I'm going to quickly skip to the next part of it. So let's come to fast video creation. So how do you actually create? Like I kept telling you it's basic. What does it go behind? So like I told you, this is the only light that I use sometimes. There is another light that I use, that's sunlight. But otherwise, if it's rainy or something like that, this is the only light that I use. But if there is a better light, like a studio light that you can, get from Amazon, definitely go for it. But I believe in low effort content. That's why I go with a basic light. And second thing that I use is a captions app. What it does is, let me just play this video to you. All you have to do is copy paste your script, and the teleprompter will, kind of slowly take the teleprompter will slowly take the script so that you can record your video seamlessly. You don't have to remember the whole script. There's a whole teleprompter inbuilt in apps like Captions or CapCut that will help you. And now when you fumble, which I often do, you can always pause and record. Let me show you what the results can look like.
Coach went from being outdated to iconic, and it wasn't luck. These 4 moves made it happen. First, they made their bags actually cool. We are talking a total redesign that went from my mom's old bag to a must-have accessory. Then they nailed their positioning. High
It was just a example for you to show like how easy the process is, but definitely the stories that you have, the insights that you have are going to be much more valuable and would be represented a bit differently in terms of the visuals. Now coming to the bonus tools, the easiest way to, as I told you, is using ChatGPT prompts for brainstorming, then using captions for, uploading, recording your video and using the teleprompter. And then if you want to create your own avatar, go ahead with it. HeyGen is your go-to tool for creating your avatar. So you don't have to really shoot content every time. You can start creating content with your AI avatar. And the next thing is using ManyChat, where you can share your product links, you can share assets that you have, anything very easily, very seamless through ManyChat. The fifth tool is Meta AI. Here, Meta has really come across with content recommendation. You can download Meta AI on your phone, and you can Google your industry, and you will know what kind of content people are actually talking about in your industry. That makes the whole process easier. And then the last one is 11 Labs. If you're creating your videos through Agent, you can always create your audios through 11 Labs and have that whole thing edited. Now comes the final part where, if you think the whole process is a bit tedious, you need some help in edit, you feel like, you can't do it by yourself, here's how I can help. In phase one, I can, align your brand, understand your competitors, and find high performing formats. That's the most essential part. You might be able to generate some ideas, but you will not know which format would be high performing and would be more seamless for you to execute. That's where I can really help you. And then I would be, once I have recognized all of these things, I would be creating a calendar so that you don't have to work on a day-to-day basis. You will either approve a calendar weekly or monthly, however you feel like. Now in phase two, what we can do is we will be scripting, we will be helping you with content creation. That is, how do you shoot, helping you if there is something that goes wrong back end when you are shooting yourself. And the main part is where we take the edits, we take the raw videos from you, and we create the edits so that you don't have to work on the final video. Now, the other part about phase two is optimizing your social media. In case you want to create content for Instagram, for your brand, there are different ways we want to optimize. That's your DMs, that's your bio, that's how your profile picture looks like. We're going to analyze everything and optimize it for the algorithm. In phase three, we will go with approval and collaboration. Once we have created all of the assets, definitely we can go on weekly approvals for it or monthly, or if you are good to go without any approval, it will be directly uploaded on your social media as per the calendar. Now, once we have started posting, we will be also doing a content analysis, either weekly or monthly, however best fits your scenario, and we would be taking the feedback, and this would be a seamless social media management. I think that's it. I think I went a bit quickly, but yeah, let's make it together.
Also, if any of you guys want a consultation, want a strategy, we can actually help you with that. Just for attending this workshop, we're happy to, do one call with you, help you identify a strategy for your business and what you could build your or authority around. So thank you so much for joining, guys.
Thank you.
Hope
Thank you, everyone.